In the heart of Lagos, two boys lived lives as different as night and day. One was Femi, born into the lap of luxury in the famed Banana Island, a place where wealth gleamed from every corner. The other was Kunle, who came from Makoko, a floating slum where survival was the daily battle. Femi's world was one of gold-plated chandeliers, pristine lawns, and private tutors. His parents were business magnates, controlling vast empires across Africa. Yet despite the wealth, Femi was lonely. He could feel the cold distance of a father consumed by work and a mother who spent more time at charity galas than at home. The boy longed for adventure, something beyond the glittering cage of his life. Meanwhile, Kunle's world was filled with the chaos of Makoko's crowded waterways, the smell of fish, and the sounds of bustling boats. His father was a fisherman, and his mother sold plantain by the roadside. Life was hard, but in the midst of it all, Kunle found happiness in the little things. Playing soccer barefoot with friends, or watching the sunset over the murky waters of the lagoon. He was strong, resilient, and full of hope, though his family could barely make ends meet. One day, by a twist of fate, Femi's father decided to sponsor a charity project in Makoko. It involved building a floating school, and Femi, always curious, begged to accompany his father. When the two boys first met, it was as if two worlds collided. Femi's polished appearance and designer clothes made him seem out of place, while Kunjul's worn-out shorts and oversized shirt reflected the struggle of his upbringing. Yet, there was a spark between them, an understanding, a bond formed not by wealth or poverty, but by a shared sense of adventure. From that day forward, Femi would sneak out of his mansion, hitching rides on local boats to visit Kunle in Makoko. Kunle showed him a side of Lagos he had never known, a world of resilience, laughter, and community. In return, Femi taught Kunle about the possibilities of life outside the slum, showing him glimpses of the technology and education that his own world offered. As the years passed, the boys grew inseparable. Their friendship deepened, and each learned something invaluable from the other. Femi discovered what it meant to be truly happy, while Kunle began to dream bigger, imagining a future where he could rise above his circumstances. But life had its twists. One day, tragedy struck. Femi's father died in a mysterious car crash, leaving behind an empire in turmoil. Femi was too young to take over, and greedy relatives were circling like vultures, ready to tear apart his inheritance. In his grief and confusion, Femi turned to Kunle. Kunle, though young, had developed a sharp sense of survival from his tough upbringing. He helped Femi navigate the dangerous waters of Lagos' corporate world, giving him the street smarts to protect his legacy. Together, they devised a plan to safeguard Femi's family business and ensure that it didn't fall into the wrong hands. But it wasn't just about saving the business. Femi, inspired by Kunle's resilience, decided that it was time to give back. With Kunle by his side, he used his wealth to fund projects that would improve Makoko's living conditions. Floating schools, clean water stations, and small business loans were set up. Kunle's family became one of the first beneficiaries, allowing them to start their own fishery business. In time, the two boys, now young men, became forces in Lagos society. Femi, the heir to a vast fortune, had learned the power of empathy and community, while Kunle, born into poverty, had used the opportunities offered to him to rise to success in his own right. They didn't just change each other's lives, they changed the lives of everyone around them. Their story became a legend in Lagos, a tale of friendship that transcended the barriers of wealth and poverty. In the end, Femi and Kunle proved that true success isn't measured by money or power, but by how much you give back to the world and lift others as you rise. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know what you think. Your support helps us bring more amazing stories like this to you. Thanks for watching.